counsel, you received all discovery. Did you review that with your client?
Yes, Your Honor.
The court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. Tamayo, did you review the true bill of indictment with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, I did, and I would like to address the court so I can just let you know what I'm doing in Texas. I'm from California.
Okay, I mean,
It ain't gonna make a difference.
all right, then maybe your attorney doesn't want to talk about what you're doing here. All right, counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
Yes, Your Honor.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
Proceeding on count 2 waiting.
Any objection?
No objection, Your Honor.
All right, did you review the document entitled Court Admonishments and Defendant's Waivers with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you cite it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you understand your charge of possession of a controlled substance, penalty group 1B, 4 grams to 200 grams? That's a second-degree felony. Range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 20 years in prison and up to $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes.
Today, we're front and center for a courtroom meltdown that feels more like a cautionary tale than a legal proceeding. At the heart of it, a defendant facing serious charges who decides now is the perfect time to challenge the very authority trying to decide his fate. His body language alone speaks volumes, smirking, eye-rolling, rocking back and forth in his chair like he's waiting for recess, not a ruling. It's not just disrespectful, it's reckless. Here's rule number 1 for anyone standing trial. When in doubt, let your attorney do the talking. But instead of listening, this guy treats the courtroom like open mic night. Cracking jokes and tossing attitude like he's trying to win a crowd, not a legal case. What he doesn't seem to realize is that the judge isn't just another spectator. He's the one holding the power to determine what happens next, under Rule 3.5. Judges are well within their rights to maintain order and respect in their courtroom. And ordained. When you cross that line, it can directly affect your sentence. Think of it like insulting the chef before your meal is served. Bold, maybe, but absolutely foolish. So what do you think? Is this guy just unbelievably rude? Or is he in way over his head without even realizing it? Either way, what we're about to witness is part courtroom, part train wreck, and trust me, you're going to want to see how it all unfolds. Let's get into it.
You have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call in the right to remain silent.
Yes.
Did you understand by entering this plea, you were giving up those rights?
Yes.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea in this case?
I try not to, but yes.
Well, I mean, it's either you did or you did not. If you want a jury trial, we can set you for jury trial.
No, I just give up the rights.
All right.
Right?
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Tamayo, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No, but I would like to
Anyone?
say something.
Yes.
I came to visit a cousin in July, and I was here only for a month. It took 5 months for me to see a court date. I lost my brother. I lost my cousin that I came to visit while I was in Kasher. Lost my aunt. Lost my sister-in-law too. And I was hoping for probation. You know what I mean? Go to Victory Outcry and get a blueprint and help out the community. Give you guys a year and have the community speak for itself. You know what I mean?
All right. Well, what I can tell you is this is Texas, not California, and that's not the way things are done here. So my question is,
I also know what's constitutional. Not constitutional.
has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
Nah,
Anyone promised you anything other than the plea?
I just finished doing 10 years.
All right. Has anyone promised you anything other than this plea bargain agreement?
No,
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
anywhere I can't complain.
All right. Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, I am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Did you review the plea bargain page with your attorney? Did you understand it?
I understand it all.
According to the plea, state is proceeding on count two. Punishment is to be assessed at 3 years in the prison. There's a $2,000 fine and there are no applications. Did you understand that to be the plea?
Yes, ma'am.
Defense, is that the plea?
Yes, Your Honor.
State, is that the plea? Did you review the waiver of appeal paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it in both places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes.
Counsel, are there being such motions?
No, Your Honor.
Then to the offenses charged in count two, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest.
State any evidence.
State offers state's exhibit number 1 and attachments.
No objection, Your Honor.
All right, you may be excused. Did you review the waiver and consent to stipulation of testimony and stipulations with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call in the right to remain silent? Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there'll be no live testimony? Did you understand? Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments, and the court will review the same.
I signed a paper to get extradited. They said 30, 60, 90 days. Am I gonna get extradited back to California?
And just when you think it can't get any more bizarre, this defendant casually tells the judge he'd prefer to be sent back to California, as if the courtroom suddenly turned into a concierge desk. Does he think he's choosing between resort packages? Someone needs to explain the logic here, because it's truly baffling. California prisons aren't exactly vacation destinations. No matter how you spin it, you can practically see Judge Boyd trying to keep it together. Her patience is hanging by the thinnest thread. And honestly, she deserves a medal for staying composed in the face of this nonsense. Meanwhile, his defense attorney looks like he's mentally rewriting his resume. The poor guy is doing everything he can to stay professional. But you can tell he knows this moment may have just sealed his client's fate. This right here is a textbook example of what not to do in court. The way the defendant carries himself. It's almost like he's daring the entire courtroom to react. It's a smug confidence. It's a casual disregard for the setting. It's as if he believes he's outsmarting everyone, when in reality, he's stacking the odds against himself with every word. Whether he's just playing games or completely detached from the seriousness of the situation. One thing's clear, this strategy isn't winning him any favors. Let's see how long Judge Boyd can stay composed before putting a hard stop to this circus. Because this hearing is quickly turning into a legal lesson in self-destruction.
You're going to serve your time in custody in Texas prison, and then they will transfer you.
I thought I was gonna get extradited before that.
All right, after reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there's sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and the court will find you guilty. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Your Honor.
Oh, hell yeah.
All
I
right.
love Texas. Yeah.
Court will sentence you to 3 years in the prison.
Mhm.
There's a $2,000 fine, time and money to run concurrent. There's to be no contact with Sandra L. Torres.
Why is that?
All right. Counsel, is there anything else with regards to sentencing?
No, Your Honor.
All right, did you review the trial court certification of defendants' rights? And I'm sorry, also no contact with Julian Rodriguez
How do you know that, dude? I met him that day.
and Christy Brown. Did you review the document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendants' Rights to Appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it? Because this is a plea bargain, counsel, did he review the document?
Yes, Your Honor.
Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Good luck with you.
What? Do you guys think was a 3-year sentence fair? In this case, this man had barely finished serving time before landing himself right back behind bars. It's as if he's racing through the justice system like it's some kind of twisted game. And while 3 years might sound harsh to some, Keep in mind, under the three strikes laws in certain states, repeat offenders could face life sentences after a third serious offense. In that light, he might have actually caught a break. What's even more surprising is his attitude. There's a certain smugness to him, as if doing time is something to brag about. He's smiling, laughing, and carrying himself like this is all just part of a routine. It's not just baffling, it's sad. Because while he may be brushing this off, the consequences are very real and very serious. For context, under Rule 32 of the Federal Rules of Criminal Procedure, a defendant's behavior and attitude can absolutely influence sentencing. When someone walks into court acting like it's a joke, judges take note, and that courtroom demeanor can weigh heavily on the final decision. So flashing a smile or chuckling during a hearing is probably not the smartest move. You've got to wonder, at what point does reality actually sink in? How many times can someone go through this cycle before realizing prison isn't a badge of honor? It's a loss of freedom, opportunity, and time. Unfortunately, some people never seem to get tired of walking through that same revolving door. Let me know your thoughts. Was this a fair outcome? Or do you think it should have been even more severe? Thanks for tuning in. Make sure to like, subscribe, and drop your comments below. Until next time, take care.